Happiness is about being happy with what you now have. But why not make these things even better? Hello everyone, welcome back to another episode of the Puerto Rico Skyview channel. My name is Emmanuel Santiago. Today we're going to talk about a camera that we all have known for a couple of years now, and I think that most of us love it. I did a poll yesterday on a Facebook page that has a great following, has a great amount of followers in there, members in there, and they all seem to have an EOS R. They all had EOS R5s, EOS R6s, but the majority of the people had the EOS R. So, is it still a camera that you will want to get in 2022? We're gonna find out. But first, I'm gonna give thanks to all of my subscribers. We are doing great in this channel. I am feeling the support each and every day. I get a lot of comments. I am getting a lot of good feedback from the community, and that's why we're here for. So if you haven't subscribed, hit the subscribe button and be ready for leaving your comments on this video. Now let's jump right into it. First, I wanted to talk about the positives of this camera, because there are many positive things about this camera, and some of the things that are considered as cons for this one, you can they have certain walkarounds, if you may. But first, the things that I love about this camera is 30 megapixels. It has a 30 megapixel sensor. It has a Digic 8 processor, which is a step above the 5D Mark IV. 5D Mark IV is a legendary camera, and this camera has the 5D Mark IV sensors. It is indeed a mirrorless camera, so that has advantages. Like when you're shooting in manual mode, you have a scale that tells you how far is your focus, or how in front of your camera is the object, so you can make adjustments. And it has a little box with some arrows on top of it that can guide you very well. It's a very nice focus guide that they included here. Another thing that I like about the camera, it gets a lot of hate from other reviewers, is the fact that it has the little touch bar right here. I think it looks great, but yeah, a lot of people hate it because if you accidentally tap on it, you will change your settings. But I find it very useful, since it's really nicely placed. And if I need to change any second settings on the go, and I'm on a time-sensitive task, that resolves a lot of problems for me. In that regards, I really like the form factor of this camera. I think it looks really good. It has a really nice construction. It's all magnesium. It's unlike other cameras that are built plastic. And for weather sealing, weatherproofing, I think this camera is a solid brick, because I've owned this camera for over 3 years almost now, and I haven't had any single problem. I haven't had any problem. Each time I take it out of my backpack, it functions the way it's meant to. It's a solid camera. Construction wise, it's a big 10. So another great feature about the camera, and one that I really love, is the fact that this camera comes with C-Lock right out of the box. C-Lock is a lock profile that will let you color grade your footage in a more flexible manner. Previous to that, I had a lot of DSLRs like the 80D, the 6D Mark II, that did not have C-Log, and I could not color grade footage as aggressively as I can with this one. And it also includes the capability of 10-bit 4K up to 30 frames per second if you have a recorder, an external recorder like the Ninja 5 or Ninja 5 Plus. I deeply recommend that you get the external monitor for this camera, because the color is unbelievable. It's super good. You can easily match the color to a C200, which is a cinema camera, and this camera at the price point that they are offering it It's like a baby cinema camera with that lock capabilities. So, on the photo side of things of this camera, another thing that I love is the Digic 8 processor and the way it handles image files. Because I have worked with a lot of DSLRs on the past, like the 80D, like the 6D Mark II, and the 5D Mark IV, which it's supposed to have the same sensor as this one. And the image coming from this camera are so crisp, and the raw files, oh my god, they are super nice to work with. They retain a lot of detail in the shadows. They can retain details from those highlights. And I think that for the price range that this camera is right now, there is nothing better. I have also tried the EOS RP, but the EOS RP, it has I believe it is a 20 or 24 megapixel sensor, and the images out of that camera are really great as well. But if you are a photographer who likes to shoot a lot of photos when you go to a place, and especially photos that you know the composition may be compromised by fast-moving objects or by fast-paced action on that particular set, this camera will give you the power to crop the photos, and those crops, they retain quality like crazy. I have been shooting a lot of weddings, and I have my own printer back there, and man, the prints out of this camera are fantastic. The resolution offered by this camera actually is super impressive, and you can see that when you print the photos. And as a pixel peeper myself, man, the quality is awesome. I know I have been talking a lot of positive things about the camera, and unfortunately there are some cons with it. One of them is that if you want to shoot 4K, which shooting 4K, yeah, I think it's standard right now, you will get a massive crop. The massive crop, it has a walk around, and it has two ways of going around it. One of them is getting a lens, ultra wide lens like this one, which is a 15 to 35. You can also purchase the 16 to 35s, which are way more affordable than this one. And if you have an ultra wide lens like this, you will end up like with a standard 24 to 60 zoom, that kind of range, and your footage will look amazing. These lenses have image stabilization, so I think it won't be a biggie right there, because this camera, another con, it doesn't have IBIS like the R6 or R5. That's, I think, one of the main reasons that people don't look at this camera as worth it in 2022. I personally think it's not a deal breaker, because most of the lenses, even the more cheaper ones like the 35 f1.8, is image stabilized, and it gives really nice image quality, and the stabilization coupled with the crop, it is amazing. So guys, if you have been a follower of mine here on the channel, a real subscriber, you have noticed that I always include real world tests. So I've shot some video on the EOS R5, which I'm filming right now, and the EOS R, and I really want you guys to comment below if you can spot the difference. If you can spot the difference in the shakiness from this not having IBIS, or if you can spot really resolution, a jump in resolution or image quality from the EOS R5 video. I will be labeling the videos respectively to the EOS R, EOS R5, but you can pixel peep, you can do your job, and please let me know if you can spot the difference. So guys, what do you think? There you have it. The EOS R, I think it's a great camera for 2022. If you're starting out and you don't want to compromise a lot of money, this camera will give you all of the flexibility of the RF mount, which is having RF lenses on it, EF lenses on it, third-party RF are coming, and they are a lot less expensive than the currently Canon RF line, which is pretty expensive. There are some deals though. The 35 f1.8 is retailing at about $399, and I think it's a bargain because it has image stabilization, it has an f1.8 aperture, which is really fast glass, and it delivers. I bought this lens and I thought that I was gonna return it. I thought that I was gonna play a little bit with it, and since I have the 100mm macro, I thought to myself, it's not gonna be that good of a quality, you know, it's not gonna be that good, but that lens is great. I filmed my talking head shot on it, and I feel that it's perfect. The field of view, the details that it is able to retain. The only thing I have to say about that lens is the autofocus is a little bit too slow, but for talking head shots where I'm not moving a lot, you can see that I'm always sort of in focus, and I really like the look that it gives talking headshot or an interview for that matter. So guys, please subscribe to the channel, like, comment, share, and hope you guys have a great start here in 2022. I hope it will be a great year for us, and see you guys in the next one.